Hi, I'm Elspeth and I'm the founder of Wise Up Workshops CIC. I can't quite believe we are 10 years old, and wow, what a journey it's been. The humble beginnings of the last decade started in 2013 when I was a drama student at the University of Cumbria, where we were asked to make up a mock business using theatre to promote important messages. My mock business idea became very real and Wise Up was born. Thanks to my good friend Amy, who believed in my vision, she found me a small startup grant from the social enterprise Unlimited. My passion for helping people with disabilities, alongside my passion for theatre making, created a good recipe. After many years working in the care sector and as a teaching assistant, I believed that people with additional needs didn't always get the same opportunities as everyone else, and I wanted to change this. I approached my childhood primary and secondary schools in Morecambe, offering them free workshops.
And the logo is an eye, and it's about us all wising up and being aware of each other and all of our different backgrounds and stories and needs.
Hi there, what's your name?
Nathan.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah.
What do you like about drama?
Everything.
Everything. What's been your favourite part of drama?
Pirates.
Pirates. What did you like about pirates?
When we made ships.
When you made ships. Okay, well thank you for sharing. At this time, the acronym for Wise Up was Workshops in Specialist Education Using Performance. As a one-woman band and a non-driver, I would transport my resources on a bike with a trailer to the schools. After 3 months of offering free workshops, the schools saw value in what I was delivering and started to pay me. Woohoo! Up until 2015, I delivered workshops in schools to 68 young people with various challenges and disabilities. I started 2 after-school clubs, recruited a team member called Lynn, and we delivered a summer school programme for 40 young people with the help of friends and family. There was definitely something in the Wise Up recipe that had a future. The 25th of September 2015 was a date that changed my life forever, and it should have been the end of my business venture, but receiving a cancer diagnosis did not stop my drive to continue, and despite facing an uncertainty in my own life, I wasn't prepared to call it a day. Wise Up wouldn't have continued if Joe and Lynn, my assistant, hadn't have stepped in, and I will be forever grateful for keeping Wise Up going, as well as to Moorside Primary School in Lancaster, who have stuck with Wise Up through my cancer journey. Wise Up survived, and so did I. In 2016, I was in remission and I came back to delivering workshops with a tenacious energy and a drive to grow the business. I wanted Wise Up to be the place where people felt listened to and where they had a voice whatever their ability, and for us to find out what mattered to people and help them achieve this. We created the West End Theatre Group, where we approached a local cafe called The Sanctuary to promote an intergenerational project where young people would ask their older customers about their childhood Christmas memories. The result of these conversations created something magical, a production called Our Christmas Story, performed live in the cafe. The most magical thing of all for me was finding one of my favourite ever human beings, the one and only Anne Angus. February 2017, cancer came a-knocking again, only this time my life needed saving. And after 2 rounds of chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant in May 2017, I survived this horrible disease once more. I was really poorly. Yet it didn't stop me from forming a community interest company, as well as directing a team production from my hospital bed, and later that summer assisting Anne with her production called The Saccharins, where she had made the entire set out of cardboard, thus starting an obsession with cardboard ever since. That winter, Anne and I wrote a pantomime called Storyland, our first production starring adults and children on the stage together. We also started an adult theatre group, which is 5 years old this year. It is an accessible space where adults with disabilities can express themselves through theatre. Since then, we have gone from strength to strength, supporting people from all ages, were known to say from birth to eternity. One of our biggest requests from attendees was to put on a musical. For 6 months until March 2020, we worked our socks off rehearsing the West End version of Oliver, the musical, to then perform it at the Platform, our favourite performance venue in Morecambe. We had an audience of 1,000 people over 4 shows, quite an achievement. 1 week later, the world went into lockdown. Wow, we couldn't believe we'd managed to do this despite COVID-19 entering our lives. You're probably thinking this should have been the end of our journey again. And yet, the Wise Up team and all our supporters helped us to thrive, expand and continue even in the face of huge adversity. Jo and I hosted live entertainment shows from our living room. Emma and the team delivered drama workshops on people's doorsteps. Laura rang all the families each week, entertaining them with silly stories. Anne was researching real life stories from Morecambe Bay, and I directed my first film in someone's garden. Local heroes were nominated for hampers made and delivered by Anne, and we offered frontline workers wellbeing sessions on a Wednesday and weekends. And the funding we received that year was the most funding we had ever had, which meant we could continue. It really was an amazing achievement that through a global pandemic, our community and organisation flourished. Like so many community groups, everything has been uncertain since COVID, but we do continue. We have expanded and received funding from the lottery, along with other pots of funding through the local CVS. Our performance projects include CIC, The Corona Killer Queen, and a play with a title that was so long I can't even remember, but it involved a butch shot putter, Adamant, a dragon, and Anne and Louise riding a toddler's cycle. We've also delivered the Queen's Jubilee variety show, Peter Pan the movie, and more recently, Alien, Perception and Chaos. Remember I mentioned Anne collecting life stories about people from Morecambe Bay? Well, these stories inspired a successful social enterprise called Shrimpy Shack. Jo had moved to Morecambe and thought that we should be celebrating the heritage of this amazing area, and in particular the potted shrimp. And so she developed this fantastic business venture, a combination of live theatre and a fine dining experience. To date, it is one of our favourite events we offer. The Wise Up team consists of 19 members, including Luna, our therapy dog. We've come a long way from it just being me. I feel blessed to have such a talented and hard-working team. We have 2 workshop leaders, Emma, who gives us a wealth of experience. She's extremely hard-working. She brings her creativity, understanding and commitment to the organisation. And Samantha, who brings life experience, positive energy, patience for teenagers, amazing photography, a passion for learning and empathy for others. They are both 2 very important cogs of the day-to-day running of our organisation, managing the team, delivering the workshops to a high level of care and support for people in our community. The Wise Up team is pretty awesome. There are so many thank yous to so many people that have been on the Wise Up journey. But firstly, I'd like to thank my wife Jo, who has given so many hours, commitment and love to our organisation, from doing anything to sweeping the floor, to performing on stage, to creating a gardening club during COVID with our Wise Up families, to wearing a fat suit for her part as a circus owner at a local school. She actually wore this outfit to the school and the receptionist had to ask her for some ID. The combination of her business skills experience and her creativity have been integral to the success of Wise Up Workshops. You never quite imagined growing up that you'd be your mum's boss, but there you have it. My mum has offered her skills in all areas, including sewing costumes, bookkeeping, making props, volunteering endless hours to fundraising, and also taking on chef duties at Shrimpy Shack, which offers an exquisite menu. Although I've got to say my favourite memory is her taking the lead as Nancy at 60 years old. Sorry Mum, I had to share that one. The list goes on. Thank you, Mum. There's a few special mentions that I'd like to make. Andy, who I originally met through Unlimited, who has supported me on my journey from the very, very beginning. He has worked me hard with business planning, homework, and making sure I was paying myself. His straightforwardness, his fabulous Yorkshire way, and his belief in me are very much appreciated. He is still my coach, my mentor, and more recently a friend. Thank you, Andy, for all that you've done for me. Next to Anne, for everything that you've done for Wise Up, despite your cardboard obsession. Your endless hours of volunteering, from picking up donations, to training, to making beautiful hampers and gifts to sell in our shop, to giving people lifts all the time, to questioning things when we need it, and for being such a very special person to me. I love you.
Well, what can you say about Anne? She's just brilliant, isn't she? She really is fantastic and such an asset to have within Wise Up, that's for sure. She's incredible. She adds so much value to what we do, especially with the cardboard boxes. Can't get over those cardboard boxes, Anne. But she is a real creative. She has such talent, brilliant writer. I always enjoy listening to anything that she's written, and I know she's in the process of writing something fab now for us too. And has always contributed so much, often in the background, often as an unsung hero, but without Anne, we wouldn't be anywhere.
She's been a fantastic person. She's been very, very supportive. She has checked in with me. She's been very kind and caring. She's an absolute asset to the Wise Up team. She's always doing new things for Wise Up to raise money. Making really fantastic hampers, being very creative, and obviously her big love of cardboard.
Anne is the one who always asks me how I am. She always is interested in what I have to say, and she always thanks me for everything that I do, even if she's not been there. She notices and appreciates things. She's funny. I love her Irish brogue. I love the stories that she makes up. I love the laughter and the silliness that she brings. And Anne is just such a Wise Up star. And Anne, we love you and we just think that you are fabulous.
A thank you to Norman, who has filmed some of our productions throughout our journey. To Cami at the University of Lancaster and her theatre students, who restored my faith in people more than I can describe. To Reese's Pieces, who we are so proud of. To the whole team at the platform, you're just brilliant. To Tim and the TCRA team, who never say no to the challenges we present to them. To Jim Cook at Centreline Films, who is one of the most humble of men I've met on my journey. To the lottery funding team and to those who play the lottery. To the CVS team for their endless support. To Anne for all your help with our promotional material. To Guy for your support, for sharing your own experiences and for directing chaos. It was 100%. To Ivan for being you, we love you. And to all of our supporters, you, the attendees and your families. Wise Up has continued because of all of you who have been involved, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. To date, we have supported 1,024 local people, a pretty amazing achievement despite all the challenges we have faced. With a new programme starting, including board game cafe for families, film club, life skill workshops for ages 16 to 25 years, and the goal to perform not 1 but 3 productions in the next 18 months. And we'd love to continue, but it always comes down to finances. The battle of securing funding has got more and more competitive as so many local organisations like us are trying to survive the cost of living crisis. All we can hope for is that we can continue. With your support and anyone who can sponsor us, hint hint, with my commitment to finding funding pots to ensure our team are paid and to just keep evolving into what our community needs. Here's to our next chapter of inspiring individuality through creativity.